Hey, what's up, Nerd Society? Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of heroes. And today, we're taking a detour into the darker side of Gotham City. That's right, we're talking about the biggest crime bosses of Gotham. These are the masterminds who have given Batman and his allies a run for their money, from cunning mobsters to brutal crime lords. So, if you love learning about the shadowy figures lurking in Gotham's underworld, smash that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on any of our upcoming content. Now, let's dive into the criminal underworld of Gotham City. Talia Al Ghul. Traditionally, Talia Al Ghul hasn't fit the classic crime lord archetype. She was usually portrayed as the second-in-command to her father, Ra's al Ghul, an ancient mastermind and leader of the League of Assassins, which operated as a criminal faction in its own right. However, Talia truly stepped into the role of a crime boss more definitively in Batman Incorporated. In what served as the grand finale of Grant Morrison's 7-year saga writing for Batman, Talia was revealed as the ruthless leader behind the secretive organization known as Leviathan. Leviathan was essentially a more expansive version of groups like the Black Glove and the Court of Owls. The organization had a terrifying goal: to dismantle human civilization and establish itself as the unquestioned ruling power. The Court of Owls. The Court of Owls took some conceptual inspiration from the Black Glove, but the secret society, crafted by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, became one of the most intriguing modern criminal groups in Batman's mythology. While Dr. Hurt's Black Glove transformed from a clandestine organization into a literal manifestation of his twisted obsession with breaking Batman, the Court of Owls was deeply rooted in Gotham City's criminal history. A secret society that dates back to Gotham's colonial era, the Court of Owls played a key role in sustaining the city's cycle of misery and corruption. What made them particularly chilling was the fact that Batman, a figure who typically towers over Gotham's criminals, was barely a blip on their radar until these corrupt elites decided he had overstepped his bounds. This indifference to Batman's presence created a unique and unnerving threat, especially since the court represented a deeply entrenched force that existed long before Bruce Wayne donned the cape and cowl. The Black Glove. Dr. Simon Hurt represented a more fantastical and twisted approach to organized crime in Gotham. Reinvented during Grant Morrison's brilliant Batman saga, Hurt formed the Black Glove, a cabal that catered to the darkest desires of dictators, immoral millionaires, and all sorts of deranged individuals, allowing them to indulge in their most cruel and insane whims. The Black Glove was an example of how organized crime in Batman's mythology took a dive into more sinister depths. Dr. Hurt, with his grotesque show of horrors, aimed directly at destroying the Dark Knight. What made Dr. Hurt and his organization so disturbing was not just their cruelty, but the vast resources they commanded on an international scale. Unlike other crime lords who sought power or control, the Black Glove's sole purpose was to escalate crime and chaos out of sheer boredom. The Ventriloquist. One of the most unusual figures in Gotham's underworld, the Ventriloquist and Scarface were far darker than they appeared. The first incarnation, Arnold Weskier, was a timid and meek man who projected the persona of a ruthless crime boss onto his puppet, Scarface. Though the image of a crime boss speaking through a dummy seemed absurd, the duo commanded a fierce gang. While Weskier was never at the very top of Gotham's criminal hierarchy, he and Scarface were still a force to be reckoned with, often underestimated because of their bizarre appearance. When Peyton Riley took over the mantle of the Ventriloquist, she didn't just inherit Weskier's legacy. She brought a new, more dangerous edge to it. Riley's version of the Ventriloquist demonstrated that manipulation and ambition could be even more lethal when driven by someone determined to surpass the past. Great White Shark. Originally introduced as something of a punching bag for Batman's rogues gallery, Warren White evolved into something far more dangerous. A corrupt financial executive, White tried to evade harsher punishment for his white-collar crimes by pretending to be insane, hoping to be sent to Arkham Asylum instead of a traditional prison. However, this plan backfired horribly when he was brutally attacked by Arkham's villains almost immediately after his arrival. This traumatic experience, depicted in Arkham Asylum, Living Hell by Dan Slott and Ryan Sook, pushed White down an even darker path. Disfigured and mentally broken, he transformed into the Great White Shark, a cold, calculating criminal mastermind who built his own empire. No longer the weak figure who once tried to manipulate the system, the Great White Shark used his cunning to rise through Gotham's underworld. The Penguin. The Penguin, one of Batman's most iconic villains, dates back to the early 1940s, and this crime lord has remained relevant well into the modern era. Despite his unusual appearance and a name that might invite ridicule, Oswald Cobblepot has consistently held a powerful presence within Gotham's criminal circles. As part of the city's new supervillain status quo, the Penguin is known for his ruthless approach as a mafia boss, while simultaneously maintaining a place within Gotham's high society. Unlike more impulsive villains, Cobblepot operates with a cold, calculated precision, running his criminal empire with remarkable efficiency. His legitimate front, the Iceberg Lounge, serves as a cover for his illegal operations, allowing him to blend in with Gotham's elite while pulling the strings of the city's underworld. Black Mask. As Gotham's criminal underworld evolved to be dominated by supervillains, Roman Siones, better known as Black Mask, emerged as one of the city's most ruthless new crime lords. Known for his explosive temper, brutal management of his criminal empire, and a penchant for grotesque torture, Siones transformed his family's once respected name into one feared by anyone within Gotham's criminal circles. Black Mask is often considered one of Batman's most underrated and underused villains, appearing far less frequently than some of the more popular members of the Rogues Gallery. Despite this, he has played significant roles in key storylines, showcasing his cunning and cruelty. One of his most notable appearances was during the War Games event, where he terrorized the Bat family and emerged as the de facto leader of Gotham's underworld. Unlike villains who rely solely on brute strength or madness, Black Mask is both a vicious tactician and a merciless enforcer. Two-Face. While the Joker remains Batman's most infamous villain, Two-Face should never be underestimated. After his dramatic fall from grace as Gotham City's district attorney, Harvey Dent was reborn as Two-Face, symbolizing the evolution of organized crime in Gotham. The fall of Carmine Falcone's Roman Empire marked a shift in the city's criminal power dynamics, where traditional mobsters gave way to more flamboyant supervillains. Two-Face represents a unique blend of old-school organized crime and the chaotic nature of Gotham's supercriminals. Leading his own gang, Dent became one of the most feared figures in the underworld. Essential stories like The Long Halloween and its sequel, Dark Victory, highlight this transformation, showing how Two-Face both thrived in and reshaped Gotham's criminal landscape. Salvatore Moron. Salvatore Sal Moroni was one of the most dangerous gangsters in Gotham City, and at the height of his power, he ranked as the second most formidable crime boss, following Carmine Falcone. As the heir to the Moroni crime family, Salvatore played a significant and dark role in the origins of Two-Face, infamously being the one who threw a vial of acid in Harvey Dent's face, marking the beginning of Dent's tragic transformation. During the events of The Long Halloween, Moroni formed a reluctant and uneasy alliance with Carmine Falcone. This partnership complicated the investigation into the string of murders committed by the serial killer known as Holiday, making it even more challenging for Batman, Commissioner Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent to solve the case. Moroni's criminal prowess and influence in Gotham's underworld made him a formidable adversary, as he navigated the treacherous waters of organized crime alongside Falcone. Carmine Falcone. Carmine Falcone stood as the most powerful figure among the contemporary crime families of Gotham City. As the head of the Falcone crime family, he was a key antagonist in The Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, which remains one of the most acclaimed comic book stories featuring Batman. Often compared to the Corleone family from the Godfather films, Carmine Roman Falcone controlled much of the city's criminal activity with an iron fist. His influence extended beyond mere thuggery. Falcone was portrayed as having the most powerful legal and political officials in Gotham firmly in his pocket. This extensive web of corruption made him one of the most prolific villains during the early days of Batman's career. Falcone is a classic mobster archetype, representing the systemic corruption that served as the original enemy of the Dark Knight. His presence highlighted the pervasive nature of crime and corruption within Gotham, showcasing how organized crime could infiltrate every level of society. Through his character, readers see how the battle against systemic evil was just as critical as any individual supervillain that Batman would face. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shadows of Gotham City, where the most notorious crime lords and villains lurk. We've explored the complexities of characters like Two-Face, the Penguin, Black Mask, and many others, each contributing to the rich tapestry of Batman's legendary mythos. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark underbelly of Gotham, please give us a thumbs up. Your support helps us bring you more content about the heroes and villains we all love. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Who's your favorite villain from Gotham, and what makes them stand out to you? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Nerd Society for more exciting videos about heroes, villains, and everything in between. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy.